okubaweereza ekitiibwa bwe bawulira nga ajogerako nga National Army ajja kubanga abataddemu ekitiibwa bw'asigala ng'agamba amagye gagge abanga abaziimuula bantu bakulu balina emyaka gya waggulu talowooza nti basiru okumanya nti balwanira eggwanga okumanya nti bali mu ggye eri national eri professional ne bawulira commander in chief ng'akyogera simanyi mu Luganda ng'akikattiriza kiba kibawa amaanyi naye bwagamba nti eggye lirye wakugamba nti kubanga bali mu uniform tebasobola kwogera naye nga nze aliko mu uniform kati ndi bweru singa yakyogera nga nkyali mu uniform for me as an individual I would have contested that but we are not the same because I know the pride of being in a uniform and the population puts respect because of the uniform we are putting on because of being a professional national force. I know that. He seems not to know that. He should spare the feelings of the officers and men who die for the country. They are not dying for him. They are dying for the country when they die. So my hope is that he'll rectify his ways. Bw'abanga atakisobola okukyogera ng'akyaliwo ng'akyali mulamu ebyo bibye. Ansuubire nti yenna anaaba ayingidde mu bufuzi mu ggwanga lino. Kintu kyekimu kye banasookerako okukola. Okulaba nti ow'amagye ali mu uniform, omupoliisi ali mu uniform, wa intelligence tataddeko uniform naye ng'akolera ggwanga. Okwirira nti akolera ggwanga, takolera pate, takolera muntu yenna. Even as we do the things that parties do in the traditional role, is to change the nature of politics in this country. Because however well formulated the policy positions that you eventually launch, if we don't have a critical number of leaders who ensure that the manner in which power is exercised, that you must engage and focus on training of leaders for mindset change, so that at the end of the day, all things which are written, all things which are talked about, the most critical thing is when it comes to implementation. So the practices is where we've always had a problem. UPC had a problem when it came to practice. They would say one thing, but they would contradict the practices. Of course, in the meantime, we can't say anything because it was a military regime. UNRF, same thing happened. General Museveni, 30 years, we were part of the NRM formation at that time. And the things I'm talking about, there was contention right from 81 until the time when we separated. At the point of separation, the key thing was the problem of saying one thing and doing another. And we said, no, we told the country we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. If the practices are in conflict with what we say, this is a parting point. So we left the structures with him, but we stayed with the objectives. The practices are very, very important. That's one key area that we want to concentrate on. Training and preparing a critical number of leaders who will be consistent, not only in what we talk about, but also in what we do. The moment you get any party which does that and prepares leaders, one generation after another, so when you have one generation leaving, the next generation is similarly trained and positioned to continue doing things in a consistent way, in a predictable way. That's the key solution in the problems that we have in this country. So it's an area that we are going to put a lot of focus on. Nti eggwanga liri mu mabega waabwe bwe baba nga bakoze ebintu mu ngeri y'obwesimbu okulaba nti enkyukakyuka eneebe ezze nti ejja neyitawo bulungi mu ngeri eneereka eggwanga nga limuki mu butebenkevu. Fe abali mu opposition tujja kukola emirimu ejjaffe n'okutuukiriza obuvunaanyizibwa bwaffe. Kansuubire nti ne mu gavumenti waliwo abategeera ekintu ekyo nabo bakole ebyo ebinaakolebwa n'obuvunaanyizibwa bwe balina obw'okulaba nti tubeera n'enkyukakyuka ey'emirembe. N'abo abakulembeze abali mu magye nabo kyekyo kyennyini kye bakola kye bakola. Bakozese ebifo bye balimu n'amagye ge bakulira oba ge bakoleramu okulaba nti batuukiriza obuvunaanyizibwa bwabwe nga tugenda mu kiseera eky'enkyukakyuka okulaba ffenna nti eggwanga nga tutambuliza obuvunaanyizibwa bwaffe mu ngeri ey'ekikulu nitusobola okufuna enkyukakyuka ey'emirembe. Tuusi nga tugenda mu byobululu ng'ediployingibwa mu ki mu okugenda mu byobululu ng'eggwira oludda lumu kikyamu, tekisaanidde kubaawo. Naye nze mmanyi nti babeera wansi wa pressure y'amaanyi, n'olwekyo nsuubira nti bo bakitegeere bulungi nti ebyo ebintu bye bateekebwamu bikyamu. Bagezeeko okukola nga bwe kisoboka mpola mpola okulaba nti enkyukakyuka eneebaawo ate eteekwa okubaawo, nti bakola mu ngeri y'okulaba nti enkyukakyuka eyeebaawo naye nga ya mirembe. They should leave Parliament. When I was one of the 10 members of Parliament when we didn't have a multi-party system of government. But Uganda was not the only case. Tanzania used to have the army in Parliament, 10 members. But the moment Tanzania opened up space for multi-party governance, there was even no debate. They knew for sure that now was the time for the army to go return the barracks, which they did. In our situation, we never even thought that that would be a question of debate, that the moment we opened up space for political parties, that the army would return to the barracks. It didn't happen. I appeared in 2004 in the committee. I sought for appearance before the Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs. I made that proposal to the Committee of Parliament for them to amend the law so that the army ceases to be in Parliament. Because to have the army in Parliament makes it vulnerable in a sense that it is seen to be partisan, which in this particular case, many of us see its role in Parliament as partisan because we see how it operates whenever controversial issues come up. That's not right. And for example, in electoral contestations, the UPDF should not be deployed. The police should be. Even cases, if they were extreme and the UPDF had to be deployed, its conduct must be neutral. In a number of cases, it's never. But the other things we are able to contain because we understand the situation within which they operate. We know that rectification measures can be carried out in future when there is a more conducive environment. Commanding the force. You know you need to professionalize it. You know you need to run it as a non-partisan force. But there's also pressure from the sitting regime. That puts you in a very complicated situation. And therefore, while we are on the outside, even those of us who were in the force before, we feel for the commanders who command the army at all levels because we know the kind of situation that they are going through. Many of them have been exposed where they have been, in the missions in Somalia, in Central African Republic, in South Sudan, in Liberia. I know for sure that they understand the dynamics that create the kind of situations that emerge in the countries where they have gone to either build peace or keep peace. They know what causes failed states. They are not people who are incapable of analysis. I know the majority of them are able to analyze the situations in the countries where they have gone to for peacekeeping operations. They understand that. I know they're also capable of carrying out analysis in our own situation. but also know that there is no environment in which whatever analysis they make of our own political situation, that there is an environment within which they can comfortably debate it, debate different scenarios, and look at how they can carry out interventions, for example, in the management of a political transition in this country, which is inevitable, which also puts them in a dilemma. So we recognize their handicaps. But personally, I know that most of the handicaps that they do face are not of their own making. However, a military force is a critical factor in a transition process. In spite of the challenges that they face, they must know how to operate within those challenging circumstances and ensure that in spite of whatever is happening, however fluid the situation there is in terms of a political transition in this country, that they must know that they are a critical factor in that transition, and that they must know, therefore, how to manage or be part of the management of it, because that's what is going to determine what kind of force eventually they are going to be. Whether they are going to continue being a national army that will operate in the space that can be created for it in the future to professionalize itself, or whether they become part of the problem, and who knows what happens. None of us would want to see this country degenerate to where the other countries have gone, or where we have gone in the past. We want to be sure